Good Thursday morning, everybody, from the home office of the First Defense Doppler 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Austin Onek with your latest updated forecast on weather overtime, WREG's News Channel 3's exclusive video weather blog, keeping you updated on what's going on with the weather situation in the Mid-South and other interesting little things that we pick up along the way that you might be interested in. Starting with seismic activity. We did not see anything in the way of earthquakes in, of course, the last about 24 hours or so. Very quiet in the Mid-South. A couple of minor earthquakes up around the central part of the New Madrid Fault into the Boot Heel and southeastern parts of Missouri, but otherwise not much of anything else going on across much of the rest of the Mid-South. We did manage to pick up a decent amount of energy yesterday. The earthquake that happened around Sumatra in the Indonesian area back into around the other side of the planet did a very good job of sending some earthquake energy all the way around the world and made its way through the Mid-South, so much so that that energy kept on going for a couple of hours as that ringing energy, that vibration of energy through the earth showed up on the helicorder system from the University of Memphis easily enough yesterday morning. This is not a train going through. It's not wind noise. It's not anything like that. It's the energy of that earthquake causing the planet to ring like a bell. Very interesting to see stuff like this. And if you'd like to see more information like this about what seismic activity is doing in the Mid-South or points beyond, head to the Center for Earthquake Research and Information from the University of Memphis. If you'd like to know more about what's going on, that's at www.memphis.edu/CERI, the Center for Earthquake Research and Information. Tons of great information on here about their graduate studies program, what kind of seismic information is passing through the Mid-South, earthquakes around the Mid-South, links to other earthquake consortiums and earthquake research, all kinds of great information available from the U of M at the Center for Earthquake Research and Information. Air quality in the Mid-South, the possibility of seeing some more stagnant air up around St. Louis, Louisville, Indianapolis, close to Cincinnati, in the Ohio River Valley. Not that much going on here. For Memphis and the Mid-South, we're looking again at good air quality for today, so no major problems being seen. A 34 for an air quality index at 7 o'clock this morning. Today's air quality index for a high should be 25. Not entirely sure how that works out. Tomorrow's high around 28, and again at a current of 34 at this point in time. So far looking good on the quality on the forecast out there. A lot of clouds out there across the Mid-South. Bethel Springs Elementary, still seeing a lot of clouds sticking around the area. Likewise for Heidelberg Elementary as the school day gets going. Parents dropping off the kids for school at that location. Looking at Ole Miss, a little bit of scattered showers. I'll be at Ole Miss later on today, talking about severe weather with the student body at the Student Union from noon to 2. So drop by and ask questions if you've got them, and I'll be heading down that direction later on. More sunshine around Memphis this morning as skies begin to clear. Windeye Country Club in Memphis showing again some areas of cloud cover this morning, but otherwise some clearing skies out there. More mottled skies over Germantown Parkway in Cordova at the St. Francis of Assisi camp. Sunshine galore with a lot more clouds coming on through at Germantown City Hall camera just across the street from the area in and around Germantown High School, and thanking my barber John over at the Razor's Edge over at the area just there south of the commissary area. Clouds on the retreat in South Haven around Horn Lake, looking out from the Baptist DeSoto camera at I-55 and Goodman Road. Traffic moving along pretty well this morning, and the Mississippi River is quiet this morning, but on the rise into the next couple of days. Otherwise, looking at some fairly clearing skies across the area, at least briefly anyway, from the Cotton Exchange camera in downtown Memphis. Taking a look at what's going on with the Mississippi River on its way up, should be hovering right around the action stage of 28 feet. That's when roads begin to flood in eastern Arkansas between West Memphis and the riverbank, and could be causing some backup into certain farmlands around the area there. This information courtesy of the National Weather Service Advanced Hydrologic Prediction Service, giving you tons of information around the Mid-South as to what goes on with various lakes, creeks, and streams around the area. And you can get tons more information available from all these monitors and sites, not only in the Mid-South, but beyond. So if you'd like to monitor the Mississippi River and see what's going on there, and take a look and see about how far things are going. The Tunica River cutoff may be seeing a little bit higher conditions of around 40 feet or so. Action stages at 38 feet, expected to rise to that as we go into the course of the next couple of days, and over that into around the early portion of this weekend as well. Back to Osceola, Arkansas, at the action stage right now of flooding, heading toward minor flood stage, but doesn't look like it'll reach that, but that could be changing into the next couple of days. We'll talk about why that is in just a little bit. Mississippi River at Caruthersville moving to about 31.5 feet today and staying in that general area for the next several days before heading back on downwards, and farther northward at New Madrid. Should be dropping off at least for now, but again, things can be changing in the next few days, and here's partially why. We don't have a lot going on right now. One storm system, again, clearing the area into this morning, taking the rainfall with it. Heading into this early part of the weekend, another storm system crossing the Rockies, and should be dropping a cold front into the mid-south, but dry with high pressure on either side of the front is not going to be giving us too much to worry about. A lot of problems possible with travel. Chicago back up to around Detroit and into around, say, Madison, Wisconsin. Some snow showers taking place there into the lower peninsula of Michigan and into around just north of Indianapolis. Could be some decent travel problems taking place there. Now, beyond that, as these storm systems clear the area, we're going to be seeing more possibilities of storm systems coming through by next week, but we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a second. High temperatures today, cooler back in the mid to upper 50s across much of the area. Winds will be out of the north throughout the rest of the day at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wind gusts not much more than about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so not looking at too gusty conditions out there as rain clears the area. Chilly tonight with lows back in the mid to upper 30s to lower 40s or so, and no chance of rainfall expected. Hopefully clearing out by just a little bit to see some pretty good stargazing going on, but it looks like partly cloudy skies into overnight, and high temperatures on Friday going back into the lower to mid 50s across much of the area, with again mostly clear skies and no rainfall expected into the weekend. Friday night lows in the upper 30s to around the lower 40s, and Saturday high temperatures going back into around the mid to lower 60s, so looking very nice into Saturday and looking very clear as well as we go into Saturday night. Stargazing party around the Millington area, if I'm not mistaken. We'll talk more about that with the Memphis Astronomical Society a little bit later on. And for Sunday, high temperatures pushing 70 degrees across much of the area, so seeing again some very mild numbers back into the rest of the weekend, so looking pretty good there. Now into this next week, we're looking again at the possibility of seeing some areas of rain showers coming our way starting next Tuesday evening and going into and around next Wednesday or so, and we could be looking at some possibility of way up there inches of rainfall into parts of the Mid-South. This is a little bit on the heavy side according to this monitor here from this meteogram from Iowa State, but here's what we're looking at for the possibility of seeing more problems into around the Mid-South where it comes to rainfall into around next week, with around 3 to 5 inches possible, now shifting a little bit west of the Mississippi River over portions of eastern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and northwestern Louisiana. Could be the possibility of some problems there into heavy amounts of rainfall as we get into early portions of next week. That is something we'll be watching with a lot of interest, so keep it tuned to News Channel 3 for more information about that. Don't forget about the Skywarn training schedule next week. 2 meetings coming up in Dunklin County, Missouri, at Kennett, Missouri, and at Tipton County at the EOC building, both on March 8th, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. The contact information on the right-hand column. And don't forget about the meeting coming up in a couple of weeks for Memphis and Shelby County at Lord of Life Lutheran Church, 6865 Poplar Pike in Memphis. Contact Joe Lowenthal, ham radio operator, Whiskey Alpha 4, Oscar Victor Oscar, WA4OVO at gmail.com. Contact information there if you'd like to know more about the classes and what you can do to sign up and show up there. Like to know more about what's going on in and around the Mid-South? We'll drop by my Facebook page at facebook.com/Austinautic, for more information about your forecast, science, all kinds of information. Also information about travel, science, what's going on around News Channel 3, radar information, all that stuff at twitter.com/ Aonic_WREG3, on Instagram at Aonic _necessary WREG3, and also join me on my Tumblr page, meteorologist.AustinLonic.tumblr.com. Some great sunrise and sunset shots out there, especially coming in for our viewers. So thank you very much for sending those in right there. Questions, concerns, comments, send them to me at austin.onic@wreg.com. And once again, don't forget to join me if you're in Lafayette County, around Oxford at the University of Mississippi today at 12 to 2, as we'll be talking more about severe weather at the Student Union there. I'm meteorologist Austin Onic. Thanks for joining me for the latest edition of News Channel 3 Weather Overtime for Thursday, March 3rd.